Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new movie. The name of this movie is What If Naruto the Ice King of Konoha. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted movie and my own idea. Now moving onwards, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel and follow me on my other channels as well. And one more thing, this may get a bit dark, so heads up. And now without any further ado, let's begin with our today's movie. Our story begins on the night of the Kyubi attack, when the village of Konoha no Sato was in the biggest crisis of their entirety of existence. It was a peaceful night in the beginning, but it turned into a huge disaster as the Kyubi no Yoko manifested itself on the outskirts of the village. Screams erupted everywhere. The civilians were trying to find a shelter for their children and themselves, and trying to get away from the front lines, but the Biju released a Bijudama, causing a huge explosion. With that, many lives were already taken, but the shinobis were alerted, and every last one of them now was moving as fast as they could to the front lines. The Genin stayed behind, and they were ordered to evacuate the other citizens, and that is what they were doing. In the meanwhile, the clans as well as the shinobis from all sectors alongside the Anbus were in the front lines, trying to stop the huge monster that was moving towards them in each and any possible way. Leading the charge currently was Hiruzen Sarutobi, the retired third Hokage, and he was quite mad at one of their leaders, Minato Namikaze, the current leader, who has told and assured him and the whole village that everything will be fine. But currently, it didn't look like that much because the Biju they were trying to prevent from breaking out was standing in front of them and making way through them towards the village. As this was going on, a huge toad appeared and on top of its head was standing Minato. But there was something else. In one of his arms was a bundle of something. Minato disappeared using his iconic jutsu, the flying Raijin technique, while the toad charged towards the huge monster. Giving the charge to the nearby shinobi, Hiruzen arrived to where Minato was, and he froze as he saw that Minato had brought an infant child. Hiruzen with a pissed off voice said, "Minato, what is the meaning of this? Why have you brought an infant child to a battlefield? He is going to be the new Jinchuriki. He is my son. I have to prepare him, but I don't know what seal to use." "What? You came here unprepared?" "I was thinking of using the Reaper Death Seal, but Kushina has forbidden me, and I have given her my word." But before that could happen, the shinobi and the toads were defeated by the Kyubi, and Kyubi was making its way towards them and lifted up its hand to claw them all down. "Shit! Cover the child!" said Hiruzen. As Minato was about to do that, suddenly Naruto, who was crying already, the infant child, let out a cry as ice began to erupt at rapid speed from underneath his crib across everywhere, and what was thought to be the end became something else, a lifeline, but at the cost of the people there, because it became a huge ice sculpture which was a graveyard for both the Kyubi and everyone within, or so it was thought, because the cries of the child as the smoke from the ice that was released coming out was heard from within. Kushina Uzumaki, the mother of the said child and the wife of Minato Namikaze, limpingly arrived towards where everyone was gathering. "Move away, Kushina-sama. You can't go there," said one of the shinobis. "Move out of the way, Kakashi. I have to. My son is in there. I hear his cries." "How can that be? There's huge amount of ice, and there's nothing we can do to break through it." As they were trying their best to get through the ice, but it was so thick and dense that they were having a hard time. "It's filled with chakra. We can't get through it unless we use flaming chakra techniques." And so the Uchiha clan was called, and they were doing the best they could. While on the other side, Kushina, regardless of being stopped, punched her way through as her fists, knuckles began to shed skin as bleeding began to start from there, and then the said blood began to turn blue because of the ice that she was hitting. She was able to punch her way through where her son was, in desperation, as her motherly instincts screamed. And there she found her son and hugged him tightly. "My baby, you're fine. Nothing is going to happen to you. Mom's here." And then she turned and gasped because there Minato was frozen. Or so she thought, because his eyes moved for a second. Minato, you're alive! As Kushina, using her sensory abilities, was able to realize that Minato and many others were alive alongside Hiruzen and Sarutobi, because they have used a technique that was taught to every Jonin of how to converse their chakra and body temperature with it. And that is what they were doing as soon as they realized that they were frozen in ice sculpture within a few seconds. And so, the shinobis began to work fast, as much as they could, as Kushina and the shinobis, as they began to free everyone, realized that the QB was frozen. And one more thing, our men are getting tired, said Fugaku. And we don't think that we can continue today, but we have to, Fugaku. If we stop, then many others will die. We have gotten out Minato-san and Hiruzen-san. Those two, once they're in good health, we will recover the others. But there's still a lot of people left, and that monster is. The ice isn't melting, haven't you noticed? Look at it. The sunlight is directly falling on it, and not a single drop of water has fallen to the ground. You're right. What sort of ice is this? This is a chakra-dense ice. So much so that it could be identified as a Kekigenkai of its own. Whoever has done this, he has huge and extreme amount of power. Something we should worry about, because the QB itself is frozen. Even if it is a being of chakra, and still as it is, it can't seem to break through from within. That is in itself saying something. That Fugaku, as he turned, as an hour rest was all it took for a few of the shinobis to die out as their bodies turned cold. As the others, they were rescued. Some had frozen frostbite limbs and were taken off, and they had to retire, but Minato and Hiruzen, they who were taken out first within hours, were the ones who were saved. Even with deep fever and covered with from head to toe with warm clothes, Minato was standing there. Okage-sama, you need to go and rest. No. I still have to do one thing. The Kyubi no Yuko. It can't be allowed to just remain there. Minato is right. We have to do something about it. And then the council members who were standing there as they arrived and said, but you two are sick. If you two die doing this, then what will happen of the village? Said Danzo Shimura, the head of the civilian side as well as the elder. It will not happen. Kushina is the one who is going to seal the QB within our son. I have prepared a seal. It's a modified seal that Mito-sama used on me. It will not allow QB to conflict with Naruto whatsoever, and he will be safe as well from its influence. I think this is the best course of action that we can do right now. Alright, if you have faith in it, then go for it, said Hiruzen, and so Kushina sealed the huge frozen Biju within her son. And as soon as it was done, the council had called for a meeting. They wanted to know answers of who was the one who stopped this attack, because that person needs to be held accountable. Yes, it did save them, but a lot of lives were lost and ruined. And that person needs to be held accountable. It was my son. What? Said everyone as Minato said these words. It was my son. I can vouch for that. The ice was released from within Naruto as he cried. He's an infant child who did not knew what was going on. But I believe he felt that something was wrong, and that is what protected and saved everyone. But the child, how can he have such potent ice? And he used such an excessive amount of chakra. Even a Jonin would have died if he has done that, let alone a child of that caliber. That is why a chakra test as well as a Gekigenkai test was performed on my son, both of whom he has passed. Naruto's chakra couldn't be measured by our chakra measuring unit. The person and the doctor suggest that he has much more so, even than the one that our unit can detect. But that is the latest one that we got from Snow Country, and it can measure the chakra unit of a whole damn village and the whole Anbu squadrons at one time. Even Bijus. You're saying that that unit couldn't measure it? Maybe it's faulty. We need to get it checked. But for the time being, that is what the results suggest. That is impressive, but also something that we should be very careful about. That child holds more power than one holds within its own village. We should be all very. And that is why we will be raising him to make sure that doesn't happen. What happened tonight was an uneventful accident that, in disguise of that, saved our lives. Even those who were mutilated, they were saved. Otherwise, they could have been dead, like those who were killed by the Kyuubi's hand. A huge funeral for those who have all died will be arranged, and those who have survived will be honored. Is that understood? Yes. And with that, the meeting came to an end, as Minato and Kushina returned home with their son. I thought I lost you, Minato. I thought I lost Naruto as well, and it was a mistake that I brought him when the Kyuubi almost attacked us. When Gamabunta failed. But it was thanks to him and his powers that I was able to survive. You're right. Our son is indeed special. As Naruto's blue eyes opened as he looked at his parents and smiled before going to sleep. And Minato and Kushina knew that in the end, no matter how strong he got, this was their son. As time began to pass by, Konoha was now in constant fear because the rumor has spread of who was behind the freezing and all those deaths that have happened and lives that were ruined. It was the Hokage's son Naruto, and as they began to watch the child walk through amongst them as he grew older after the years, they were terrified of him. Soon their terrified and afraid nature turned into something akin to resentment and anger, and out of that sheer will, they, alongside some of the shinobis who had their friends' lives destroyed, they wanted revenge and cornered him as he was returning in the evening from the play area at the age of 9. And that, in itself, was something that terrified him. What are you doing? What do you want from me? You monster. You don't know what you have done? Well, too bad, because we are gonna tell you everything you have done since the day you were born. I don't understand. I've done nothing! As Naruto was slapped across the face by the man in front. Oh, shut up, you monster. You and the bitch of your mother should have realized that you live with us. You eat from our hand, and you will have to answer to us if you do anything to us. What? Did you call my mother? Said Naruto, cutting him off as he stood up. As the man said, What, can you hear? I called her a bitch. What do you mean by that? Said Naruto, as suddenly the atmosphere and temperature began to change, as ice began to spread from behind Naruto's feet. As Naruto's eyes looked in front, and suddenly, huge bursts of ice, as well as ice spikes, erupted, piercing through everyone and freezing them and their blood. As Naruto walked to the side and stopped, glaring directly at the man whose head and body was pierced and sliced through the ice spikes, which were now frozen within the huge ice sculpture. Never call my mother that again. With that, Naruto turned and walked out, and everyone was gasping and in horror because they realized that Naruto has killed again. His eyes were different, as if they were cold, colder than ice itself. As Naruto walked, his footprints in ice were frozen behind him as he walked towards his home. Minato was informed alongside the others and was on the crime scene, or as it was being called. You have to do something about your son, Hokage-sama. He killed innocent people. Innocent? But why are there weapons here, Sensei? And they were in the form of a mob. In an alleyway. There are footprints over here, said one of the Anbus as well, as Kakashi and Hiruzen and Minato arrived there to see that Naruto was standing in the corner of the alleyway, opposite to the direction of the icicle. It checks out with the evidence. So they tried to ambush him, and for some reason Naruto got pissed and let it all out. I want you to call my son into the council chamber, because he has to tell everyone what has happened. In the meanwhile, I want you to investigate this, Kakashi. The evidence is in front, but I want you to make up a story that is according to the evidence of what could have possibly happened. I will do my best, Sensei. I know you will. After patting his shoulder, Minato arrived, and soon after did Naruto with Kushina. Call for me, Tosan? Yes, Naruto. Your mother has been saying that you've been acting weird since returning home, so I have to see what happened. You can be honest with me. I don't want to talk about it. The people of Konoha, they have found out what you have done, Naruto. And they want you to be punished. Punished? As Naruto's powers begin to act up again. Punished for what? For defending the dignity of my mother? They called Mom a bitch. They were about to beat me, calling me a monster, and of what have I done and what not. But calling my mother a bitch? If any one of you is insulted, I will freeze this village over into literal frozen hell. Even if it means I have to die, I will. Said Naruto. You two mean the world to me. If anyone has so as much as glared towards it, I'll rip his eyes out. Said Naruto. As Minato and Kushina, as much as they were touched, they were kind of terrified. Because they knew that Naruto, from the tone he was speaking, he didn't threat. He was making a promise and a statement that he would literally do that. I know you're hearing this, councilman. You're sitting behind them. Those who have caused this genjutsu. As Naruto, with a swipe of his hands, released an ice attack in the form of a slash that cut it through the veil. Naruto, no! As Naruto turned towards them. Mark my words. If any one of you ever insult my parents again, that will be the last day of yours on this world, and the last thing you would do. I will kill you before you even can utter a sorry word. Naruto, that is enough, son, said Minato. I'm deeply moved by your devotion to us, but you don't have to hurt every other person who looks at us in the wrong way. Yeah, kid, if you want to do something about it, do it with Eva and Kumo first. As Naruto looked towards him. Oh, I will. You think I'm gonna let them go? They will be the graveyards soon. Frozen graveyards. With that, Naruto turned and left. As Minato and Kushina looked towards each other and then towards the council. You really had to go and say that. What? I was just making a statement. That Danzo. As Naruto on the other side was walking, filled to the brim with rage, as a drunken man came in front of him and Naruto bumped into him. I'm sorry, I wasn't. As Naruto was slapped across the face. Damn punk. Watch where you're. And then the man realized what he has done. Naruto literally was releasing so much ice as his hands began to steam in cold air. As Naruto gritted his teeth, in the end, Naruto calmed his nerves. You're lucky that I'm just coming back from making a promise that I wouldn't kill you, sons of bitches. Move out of my way. And so, they did. Now, Naruto was feared by the whole Konoha, to the point that they, alongside the shinobi sector, were terrified. Even the council itself was terrified of him, because they realized that Naruto had made a promise, and he was a man. Yes, a man of his word, because he kept it. He could have killed that drunken bastard in front of everyone, but he held it back. But the rage that was shown when his body was shaking and ice was visible, they realized that he really meant to kill him and was holding on to a thin strand of hope and promise that was made to his parents. As 1 year passed, Naruto reached at the age of 10. That is when Konoha was mortified of him. As much as someone talked badly about his parents, they were met with his glare, and almost death if it wasn't for his parents stopping him most of the time. But not always. And in those cases, those who were found dead were from all the way from the kids his age to adults and even women. He didn't care. He had said the words that if you as much as looked in his parents' direction the wrong way, he would kill you. And that is what he was doing. The fear within Konoha was on all-time high, even worse than the Kyuubi. They sometimes prayed that the Kyuubi might have killed them than living under this monster's fear. And that is when a hope arrived in the form of a mercenary group, Akatsuki. They were doing a mission in the nearby village when one of the merchants from Konoha saw them and approached them. Excuse me. I will ask on behalf of Konoha, can you save our village from a monster? What monster? From what we have heard, there is no monster there. Yes, but there is. What? It's a child named Naruto Uzumaki, born with ice powers that are far greater than any Gekigenkai user. He has He has caused the whole village to live in fear. We are terrified of him. The Hokage, his father, he has ordered us to not speak of this. We're living under oppression and fear. Please save us. We we want to be saved. It will cost you a huge amount of money. You know that, right? Nothing is in this world for free. I will pay as much as you want. Here, take this. These are the gold coins that I got from an antique collector. These are real gold coins that you can sell at high price. I bought them for almost 9 million ryus. 9 million? Yes. It will be done then. It will be done. And so, the Akatsuki in the night time was gathered. It's done. The man took the bait, as we have thought. Now we can go and see just how bad this Naruto Uzumaki is, that Konoha is in his chokehold. You're right. It's time. That their leader Pain as his eyes glowed in purple hue with ripples in them. And so, Naruto in the next morning was sleeping in the training ground 7, relaxing because he wasn't allowed in the academy. Very respectfully, the Chunins begged that the children were afraid of him, so he left them as it is, and was sleeping here for the time being until senbon needles fell to the right side of his head, as ice absorbed them and made them fall with a thud as Naruto's eyes opened. Who are you people? I can sense that you're there. And so, immediately they jumped down. There were 4 of them. Sasori, Deidara, Hidan, and Kakazu. We are from the Akatsuki, and we're here to take you on. Because you are a monster who has threatened Konoha for far too long. Is this Konoha behind this? Does it matter? Otherwise you wouldn't have even bothered. Oh well. I'm begging you, don't start this. It will be for your own good. Leave before I do something that you all might regret. Such a young man with big mouth on his face. How about we correct that? Said Deidara as he threw a spider made from C4 clay that exploded only for an ice wall to absorb that explosion as Naruto walked from behind it. Well, you're the one who started this. Now don't regret it. As Naruto slammed his foot onto the ground with his heel as an ice storm erupted. Now you can't escape. As Hidan and Sasori and even the other 2 tried to break through it, but they couldn't. Damn it, we're trapped here. Now let the game begin. As Naruto summoned ice spears from the ground and tore them off like Sub-Zero does and rotated them in his hands. Now let the fun begin. And Naruto attacked them. As soon as the attack began, the 4 of them moved into motion. Hidan was trying to get his blood on his psyche so that he could kill Naruto, but Naruto never let it happen. As soon as the psyche would try to connect, an ice protective layer would form, and his spike and scythe would be broken after being chipped from the edge. My scythe is being chipped. You have to do something, Kakazu. And Kakazu of the 7 Hearts tried to detach his body so that Naruto would have a hard time killing him and begin attacking Naruto from all directions. Naruto made a single hand motion as a wave of ice spikes erupted, piercing through all 7 of his hearts and his body and freezing him into an icicle. There goes the one, said Naruto, and he turned towards the other 3. Now there was tension. Naruto froze Hidan next, and then stabbed him with ice spears through both of his hands, arms, shoulders, and multiple body joints so that he couldn't be able to move. And those joints that were pierced began to grow small spikes of their own to cause pain as they grinded against his bones that were cracked, causing Hidan, who was frozen, immense pain, but his screams were muffled under the ice. Now that the immortals in the eyes of the other 2 were dealt with by Naruto, they were afraid. We made a grave mistake. Oh, a grave one. Because you have walked into your graveyard and met the Grim Reaper there. What a shameful death. And then, those 2 were dealt with. Naruto walked out of the ice dome. And then, as soon as he walked away, the other members of the Akatsuki arrived. Toby, the masked person, using his powers, was able to bring out the bodies of the four of them. Iran was in pain. It hurts. Why is it hurting so much? I'm an immortal. I can't die, but I'm cold, and the ice is burning from within. Nobody knows that. They're useless. Three of them are dead, already turning blue from the ice. What are we gonna do about him? Help me, you damn fuck! What do you mean, what are you gonna do? Toby, no, Madara, please, don't listen to Zetsu. No, you had your chance. We told you four that we all should go, but you four begged that you don't need our help. And because of your foolishness, half of our team has died. But I'm still here. Help me. No, we're not. And so a dimension was opened and all four of them were thrown there. But now, Obito. As the portal closed, Obito took off his mask and looked towards Zetsu. Now, we go and lick our wounds. What else there is to it, and gather our team. The mission has failed. As Naruto walked into on the other side, Konoha, the merchant and everyone else was cheering and celebrating, but as soon as they saw him, they stopped. As Naruto smiled at them with a smirk, a sinister one, he thought those four bastards will be more than enough to get rid of me. Money wasted. Good job. As Naruto turned the drink that was being held by his hand into literal ice, as the man dropped, damn it! His fingertips were a frostbite and had to be now cut off because there was no repairing them. And that was Naruto's punishment to that man. Later, Hiruzen and Minato was informed of what has happened and the one who was behind it, because disguised as a civilian amongst them was Kakashi, who has gotten the intel of what was going on and what people were planning against Naruto. As this was revealed to him, Minato became sad and returned back home where his wife was. And Naruto, who was asleep. Minato, you look sad. This can't go on, Kushina. They were planning an attack on Naruto, but Naruto, thanks to his powers, was able to defend against him. Naruto has grown cold towards Konoha, so much so that he only sees us as his allies. I want him to be more human. I really do love our son, but I worry about him. One day we will not be here. What will happen to him then? He'll grow cold. Much colder than he is now. I don't want that to happen, Shina. I want our son to live a happy life. Even get married and settle down and maybe in future have children of his own. I don't want him to close off his heart. Unbeknownst to them, Naruto, who was laying on the couch, was hearing this all with his eyes closed. I worry about him a lot. Then maybe it's time we send him away from Konoha with Jiraiya. You always were talking about that Jiraiya has called again, asking about Naruto and if he's ready for the training trip or not. You're right. Maybe Sensei can help. We should call Jiraiya Sensei and tell him to take Naruto on a training trip. And so, Minato, with new enthusiasm, sent a letter while Naruto was sitting now inside his room, thinking this through what his father has said. Naruto from the beginning has loved his parents and they meant the world to him. He knew he was strong, but he never had tried to make friends. The other aspect of life, which his father feared the most about him. Because if he turned cold, that all that power that he has and anger that he has might let loose. Naruto thought hard. Maybe he should try to convince his parents that he wouldn't do that, unless they tried to bother him, but knowing his parents, they wouldn't agree with him. So Naruto sighed. What the hell am I supposed to do here? Damn it. And so, after a few days, Jiraiya had arrived. Naruto, with a serious expression, met with him. So you're Jiraiya? Yes. Can I come in? I need to speak to your father. As Naruto moved to the side and let Jiraiya in to their home. And once Jiraiya entered inside, he called for both Minato and Kushina. And Minato and Kushina, they arrived in time. Sensei, you're here. Of course I am. Sorry I couldn't make it when the kid was born and all that. I heard that there was a lot of action going on here. If action, by that you mean people trying to kill me, then yes. That was a lot of action. Naruto, please, don't start here, son. Sensei isn't like them. He is different. Ah, so I've heard. But to me, everyone is the same. Oh, you think so, that, huh, you damn brat? Of course I do, you old arrow pervert. Wait, what? You're a Sanin, right? And you're Arrow as well. So, Sanin. That's a nice name. But Naruto, hey, stop calling me that. Minato, tell him not to. Naruto, stop. As much as it is funny, and I regret that I didn't come up with this name first, you have to stop. I'm gonna make you pay for this, brat. By making you pay literally for every lunch that we have. Oh yeah? We'll see who does that, old man. I'm gonna go pack my stuff, and then we can leave. And after a goodbye, a tearful one in which Naruto with a straight face wiped away his tears, he left with Jiraiya. And so, the two of them began their journey. It was a simple test or a journey to travel across the elemental nation so Naruto could meet all sort of people and maybe, just maybe, connect with some of them. So, where to first? Well, we are kind of free, so yeah, how about we go to the Land of Waves? I heard that it is a nearby town and known for their water festival around this time of season. Really? Let's go then. And so, their journey began. It took them at least 2 to 3 days at civilian pace to get there. And as soon as they arrived, the village was kind of barren and as if something had happened there. Hold on. This doesn't look right. What? Did we go to the wrong village? Because if this is the village of the Land of Waves where festival happens around this time, I think it's not the festival, it's something else. As suddenly the village leader and the old man Tazuna, the bridge builder, came out. Tazuna-san, right? Jiraiya-sama? What are you doing here around this time of year? Oh, we were here for the festival. Isn't it going to happen? I thought that it was going to happen. Last time I arrived, it did. Oh, that was 5 years ago. After a year or so you left, our village was raided by Gato. And he's known as a tyrant, and because of that, we are living under crisis. Why did you not contact Konoha or any other village? We have no other money. All that we had was taken from us by him. Even if we wanted to, we couldn't call anyone who would come to the aids of people like us. Konoha would have. Alright, this was a waste of time. And suddenly Tazuna heard a scream as he found that his home's door was open. No, God, no, please. As he dashed there, Naruto, being curious as he was, followed him, only to find that a two guard was there and they were dragging a lady by a handful of her hair as she was trying to break free. As a child dashed for, "Mother, please, no! Don't hurt my son. Move away, brat. This bitch is ours," said one of the guards, and that triggered Naruto. As Naruto made two ice spears and literally threw them towards the brain and skull of the men, with single strike each and pierced straight through the skull. Both men slumped down to the ground as if they were never alive and were like rag dolls. As the lady got freed by Tazuna and hugged by her son and him. "Everything is fine. You're all right." "You're right, Tazuna?" "Yes, we are fine. Village is not safe. You can leave, please." "No," said Naruto. "What? It's not safe here. You heard him." "I'm not going anywhere until I save them all." "You're a damn kid. A 10-year-old. Even with all that power that you have." "I'm gonna make them pay. Because that later reminded me of my own mother. I never tolerated any insult towards my mother or father. And neither will I ever do that for anyone who I see as innocent and weak." As Naruto clenched his fist tightly, "Where is this Gato?" He's right over there." And so, on the other side, Gato was having a ball of his own. Two people were approached by him. Zabuza Momochi, the demon of the mist, as well as Haku, both of whom had ran away from Mizugakure, their village, where a civil war which was getting worse and worse day by day, and have arrived here. Look, all we need is money, and for that we will give you protection, but we can't harm the civilians. Ah, then I can't give you a job. Well, you see, there are a lot of dirty work that you need to do in order to appease me and appeal to me. I'll be making a huge investment here, Zabuza-san, and I know that you want money and are desperate for it. It would be good for both of us to negotiate on that, rather than what you will do and what would you not do. And besides, there is a lot of other ways you can earn money. I'm not selling Aku. If you try to say that again, I'm literally gonna shave your skin off from your body. I'm just joking. And suddenly, that is when a huge gust of wind, cold, freezing air arrived. Ah, damn it. What is going on? It's sunny outside. Why is there such a cold air? As suddenly screams erupted before they were silenced, and ice began to spread everywhere until it entered his room. Walking in the center was Naruto. His hands and arms were almost like ice itself. Aku, even though he was an ice Gekigenkai user, was also feeling cold. It's ice user, and he's much more stronger than me. Damn it, this is bad. As Gato said, "You're hired. Protect me." Move out of the way. But there will be nothing left to protect. Not even yourselves, said Naruto, and for the first time in his life, the demon of the mist hesitated, because he knew that here was an ice user who was much more proficient. He hasn't even casted any jutsu or any technique, and yet everyone has been killed within the vision of where he was. If he tried to do anything, he too will lose his life. I am gonna say this once more. Aku, move away. What? No, you can't do that. We had an agreement. No, we didn't. And so, Naruto literally jumped on him. Using ice claws that appeared on his hand made from ice, Naruto dug them deep into his face and began to tear off his skin, and then punched him again and again and again and again until his skull was smashed into his brain and his brain was blasted onto the backside of his seat. As Naruto, his eyes like hands, which were now turned blood red, frozen blood red, turned as he was panting heavily. A stream of ice came out of his hands, and there, move. As the dead Naruto literally yanked his spine out from his body and threw it there, smashing it and breaking it into splinters. You two with him? No, we were here to join, but we decided not to. Why should I let you live if you were going to hurt people? We had no choice. We ourselves are hunted. Yes, that reminds me, said Jiraiya. Aren't you from Mizugakure, one of the seven swordsmen? They are quite noble when it comes to protecting the innocent. Why are you here then? There is a civil war there. A war against Kekigenkai users was declared, and a lot of them have died already. There is a resistance, but it's not strong. It wasn't a huge attack. We had no choice but to run away. Where? Mizugakure, Naruto? I brought you out so you could connect with people, not do this. You're going to get yourself involved in wars that are not even ours. If you're not gonna help me, then stay the hell out of my life and pay. Take me there. Are you insane, kid? I said take me there. And so, Zabuza agreed. Alright. It's your own wish that you're going there. Don't you dare try to cry after you see what has happened there. And so, Naruto was moving there. If you want to come, follow me. Otherwise, don't. Jiraiya obviously joined, and so they arrived at Mizugakure, into the headquarters of the resistance. Mei Terumi, the new leader, was standing there. What brings you back, Zabuza? I'm only here to bring this Gekigenkai user because he wants to join your cause. Who is this? I'm Naruto from Konoha. Konoha? We sent them a letter and they declined our help. Why are you here then? And you as well, Jiraiya-sama. Simple. The boy wants to be here. I'm gonna save you. But first I need to assess what situation you're in. Go on. And so, Mei brought him around as they saw it in different rooms. Children. literal infant childrens hugging their mother, and kids of different age who had different mutations, Genkais, all crying and in desperate need of help. Damn, they're in need of a lot of help. That is why we begged every village, but not a single one replied. I want you to contact my father and tell him to send help here. Please. Fine. They are in need of help. We'll be only supplying the supplies that are necessary for their survival. Because that is all they need. I'll be able to do the rest. What do you mean by that? You're quite a young kid. You may be filled with ego and power, but know this, son. I have lava release. And even I, myself, was not able to do against them a lot much. You're not me, lady. Don't get in my way. Because I've decided to do what was needed to be done. And so Naruto then said, where are they? Naruto was shown the way as Mei brought him to the front lines. There. That is their way. So Naruto began to walk there as Mei and Jiraiya were quite afraid. Naruto, come back this instant. This is suicide. As Naruto with a single hand motion raised a ice wall so huge that nobody would be able to climb it because it was that smooth. Damn it, said Mei as she began to use her lava release to break through it. It can't be. Why can't I break through this? Damn it, the boy created a chakra dense one. It was able to even hold the Nine-Tails Riju. What? Mei was shocked. Yes, he was born with this power. Naturally, and so strong that it was even able to hold the Nine-Tails Fox. My god, he might be able to... No, it's still dangerous. You're right, he's still a kid. As Naruto made his way, the guards approached him. Halt. Turn back right now or there will be consequences. Naruto literally made two-hand motions as ice spikes erupted, piercing through their bodies. And Naruto walked past them. Naruto only glared at people as ice literally erupted from the ground, piercing through, like how the impaler impaled his prisoners from the ass up to the mouth, killing them being impaled like that. The most gruesome death one could imagine. Instantly, as Naruto moved further and further in, Yagura and his loyalists arrived. So this is the messiah of those pests, those monsters? No. I am your death. That he says. You're gonna not survive a single attack from the Three Tails. Ask the Nine Tails what happened when I let loose. Wait. That blonde hair, blue eyes. You're Naruto from Konoha. Who's that? The ice user who has held Konoha in neck choke. The one who froze the Nine Tails alongside the rest when he was born. I know about you. What are you doing here? And now the loyalists were terrified because they knew who walked in. The literal Ice King, as they were calling him across the elemental nation. As I told you, you're that. And what followed suit was screams that erupted, and a lot of ice spikes that were pierced from the bottom all the way to the up, like the Impaler Emperor. And so, Naruto returned as the ice wall was melted back at the base where Mei and Jiraiya were waiting. The medics are here alongside the rest. Konoha has supplied, and supplied fast. As Mei then said, what happened? As then she saw the bodies from her telescope, and she was scared. You killed them. I did. They were needed to be done like this, so that they and everyone else would see them as an example of what would happen if they tried to harm those who were innocent. Now that we're done here, are you still going to join? Said Naruto to Zabuza and Haku. No, why would we? You saved our home. I don't need to run away anymore. Said Haku and Zabuza as they shedded tears and wiped their eyes. As Naruto, he smiled. Well, I'm glad I was able to help. As Mei then hugged Naruto tightly. You saved us, Naruto. We need anything from us, remember that Mizukakure will be there at your beck and call. I don't need anything. If anything I need is for all of you to be happy and live a normal life. And no more war, please. There won't be. Our kids can finally be in peace. As everyone began to cheer and celebrate, those who were loyalists, they were no more. Every last one of them had been killed, and that news spread across the elemental nation. And they were mortified of what has happened. The, the Mizukage, alongside his loyalist army, was killed, and the most gruesome way one could imagine. Many of them clenched their butt cheeks because they realized that is where the ice was impaled from, and it crossed all the way from the mouth. Their bodies were taken off, and they were buried in a huge burial altogether without being paid any respect, because they were monsters. Monsters who have killed a lot. But the ice, that was the most difficult part to melt, because Mei knew that it was chakra dense ice. So she let them be as it is. The remainder of for those of what has happened, if they try to hurt those who were oppressed. As Naruto was continuing, he and Jiraiya decided to go to their village. No more war, okay, Naruto? We have already involved ourselves with 2 incidents. Alright, I won't involve myself. You choose this time around. We're going to Takigakure. It's a nearby village and our ally. Alright. We can use some relaxment. But Fate had other things in mind, and as soon as they arrived there, Naruto found Fu. And that whole village was turning to graveyard. Jiraiya could do nothing but to stand there and watch as Naruto has frozen every last one of them. After finding out what they have done to Fu, whose whole body was from head to toe covered in scars and a lot of wounds, Naruto told Jiraiya to bring her to Konoha to be healed, and so he did, through the help of toad summoning. And after that, Naruto was told that Fu was healthy and wanted to meet him, and so the toads were sent and retrieved her back. Thank you, Naruto-kun, for saving me. Yes, there's no need to thank me. I'm just glad that I was able to. Is it alright if I come with you? I kind of have nowhere else to go. Naruto, as Jiraiya witnessed, did something that he hasn't done to anyone within Konoha. He smiled, aside from his parents. Fine, you can come with us. And so, Fu joined in, and Naruto and Fu would bicker with Jiraiya as they travel across the elemental nation. And during their travels, they went to Snow Country, where yet another civil war was happening, which Naruto fought with ice of his own and made sure the rightful heir became the daimyo. Kyoki herself became the daimyo this time around, before her uncle could even throw her out with the revolt. And then there was the demon country, which Jiraiya hoped and prayed nothing was wrong in, and yet again Kami didn't answer his prayers because there was. And Naruto helped out Shion and his mother, and their village. A lot of after Naruto villages visited were sent to Konoha by them peace treaties as well as contracts to form alliances. Minato was scratching his head. He sent his son with Jiraiya to go out and just relax and maybe make some friends, not to go out and help every other village. As Kushina was chuckling, seriously, another one? Yes, this one is from the vegetable country. What is Sensei thinking? Why is he dragging my son into different wars and different scenarios, which are worse than the last one? Yeah, that is what I'm worried about. Or maybe it's just Naruto attracting trouble and solving it. I don't know anything about this, but this has gotten too far. Sensei needs to answer this. And so, Kushina and Minato both realized that their son, who they have sent to form bonds, was actually doing much more for Konoha. The council was even shocked because they realized that Naruto might be different than the monster they have seen. But unaware to them, Naruto had kindness reserved for only a few. As after all that, Naruto, in the span of 3 years, have done more than the rest of the nations and returned back with the title as Ice King in the bingo book, because he was called that. He commanded ice. He didn't had a Kekkei Genkai control, he commanded it. as per those who have survived or were saved by him has said. And as Naruto returned, he was met with his parents. Naruto, the council have decided to give you the rank of Genin because you have done more for Konoha than many of us have ever done. You jealous though, son? No, son. I'm proud, in fact, if anything. Ah, damn it. Come here. As Naruto was hugged by his father and mother. I missed you guys. Oh, and by the way, meet Fu. She's one of my friends. Your friends? Who else is your friend? Kyoki? She's kind of a bit older, but she's a friend of mine as well. And then there's Shion. Oh, I almost forgot. There's also one more. Her name is Mei. She's kind of the Mizukage. And kind of like a Nei-san. She's kind of nice as well. And has the lover at least the opposite of mine. As Naruto was telling them about his adventures, Jiraiya stood there with Hiruzen. So, you dragged our own kid into solving everyone else's problem. No, I didn't do that. If anything, I tried to drag him away from the trouble, but the trouble found us. Classic Jiraiya. So, any news? Yep, Orochimaru might be trying something in the Chunin exams. So I'm hoping that we might put Naruto in there. That is why instead of giving him the original rank that was intended, we're giving him the Genin rank, right? Yes, that is the plan. I already informed Minato about this. Good. So what else? What do you mean, what else? Any news of Tsunade? Yep, she is nearby Konoha. We met her once, but she didn't like Naruto that much because of his bluntness and his coldness. That is Naruto, I guess. Everyone has that impression. And so, that is when the council members enter as Naruto glared at them. What do you guys want? Can't you see that we're having a family private moment? Yes, sorry about that. Hokage-sama, there was actually something. I told you I am meeting my family after 3 years. Can it not wait? Said Naruto, please calm down. Don't start as soon as you return. I don't trust these people. I never will, after what they tried to do back then. Again with that, son. It's been years. 3 years, to be more precise. And I don't let go that easily. I never let go. I have the friends that you asked me to meet. And I'm glad that you did, because I have made many beautiful friends. And yes, I do like that Erosanin as well. And Hiruzen-sama as well. You are the only 4 people that I trust aside from my friends. As everyone chuckled because Naruto, he acted like his age when he was in front of them. Alright, son. You're going to be in the Chunin exams that are going to happen soon. What? Alright. I understand. And so, after that, the Chunin exams were underway. The first part of the exams was as in canon. But the second part, as soon as it began, Naruto had weird intuition about the kid who almost sneaked up on Anko. As he was finishing up with his job after taking the scroll and thinking that it was morning, he heard a scream and arrived towards that direction to find the same kid bullying Team 7 and saying that he was Orochimaru and here for a gift, as Naruto, knowing from Jiraiya who Orochimaru was, jumped in and literally with a single punch froze him and shattered him both in one go. As Naruto landed, he looked up to where Sasuke was standing. Sasuke Uchiha, right? Yes. Who are you? As Sakura Haruno, who was nearby, gasped, "That's Naruto. You're back?" "Yes, I am back. I know you. You two were in the class on the first day I attended." "You're back?" "Yes, I did save you from Orochimaru." "Oh well, the bastard is dead. I'm on my way now. Bye." And with that, Naruto jumped and disappeared. Did he just kill Asani? Said Sai, the third member, as the 3 of them realized that Naruto was indeed what people told him to be. A person who was cold and ruthless, literally, and as his bingo book suggested, Ice King. As after the second round, Naruto informed about what he has seen, and so people's eyes and ears were sharp within Konoha, and after some research from Jiraiya, it was found out that Sound Village was the one that was being brought here by Orochimaru himself alongside with Suna. And so, Konoha Crush, before it even could begin, was captured and flopped. While this was going on, Naruto was given the rightful rank of a Jonin within Konoha. And Naruto, he looked towards his parents and told them he didn't want the rank. If anything, he wanted to be himself, which his parents laughed at. What? Why are you laughing? Naruto, the ranking system is to make sure that you hold the authority to go in and out and do as you must, but under the regulations of Konoha. We're not taking away your identity at all. We're just giving it some authority and power. Oh, is that so? You should have just said that. And so his parents hugged him because they were proud. While this was going on the other side, still licking its wound and revitalizing their plan was Akatsuki. We need to do something about this past. He is stronger than ever. We have been making plans over and over again. We need to find him, corner him, and attack him all at once. This time we will. We have gathered the members we needed. And with them, we will attack. Only us? Yes. How many of us are there, including me? Nagato, Konan, Tobi, and then there's Kisame. Orochimaru is gone and dead, remember? Us five are more than enough, and don't forget to add the pots of pain. They will act as the remaining members. We have enough assets, we know who our main enemy is. As soon as Naruto is dead, every lost villager and the Jinchuriki will be easier for us to grab. Alright? I just hope you know all what you are all doing, because this spells to me as a disaster. You hear me? A disaster waiting to happen. We will attack within a few weeks. In the meanwhile, we prepare for everything. Naruto is strong, and we have realized that from the last battle that we had, which was 3 years ago. And so, they begin their preparations. While on the other side, in Konoha, Naruto was having a ball. He was spending time with his parents and also with his friend that he has brought here. Even Mei Terumi alongside with Kyoki has visited them. Even the Shion, the priestess of the demon country have. And all have secretly left a secret note. Aside from Mei, obviously, because she was older sister to Naruto. And that was hoping for a political marriage and alliance with Konoha on a stronger basis. They didn't even care if they were placed under CRA because of Naruto's power. Konoha was happy about that, but at the same time afraid of how Naruto's reaction is going to be. As Naruto and Fu both arrived inside their home, where Minato and Kushina lived, and Fu lived with them, Naruto was informed of this, and Fu jumped in. No fair! I want to join in as well. Fu, what do you mean by that? Said Naruto as he was now turning into crimson red, so much so that he made an orb of ice around him and was now sitting, trying to hide his blush. Jeez, what is wrong with you all? As Fu then said, come on Naruto-kun, admit it that you like me more than the others. No, I like you all equally. As Fu gritted her teeth. Fine, I'll share you then. Share me? But I didn't have any say in this. You hate us then? No, I don't. Then that's it. You like us, right? Yes, but So you hate us? No, I like you all. See? You admitted to it, said Fu. And Kushina? She was having the time of her life, holding her stomach as it hurts. I can't. Oh, that is too much. You know, your two's child will be something that I fear for the rest of the elemental nation because you are too much, Fu-chan. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I kind of acted on impulse. I mean, I accept this if you would have me. Of course I would. You will be a kind of a fun daughter-in-law and all that. As Naruto made his face out, which was still crimson red from the dome. Don't I get a say in this? As Fu grabbed his face and Naruto knew he couldn't escape. And so, she kissed him and Naruto literally gasped and pulled back because he was now a blushing mess again. As Fu giggled. This will be fun. Yes, I must admit this will be fun. While on the other side, Jiraiya was watching this with his trusty telescope and gritting his teeth. As he then said, some people die from thirst and some drowning in it. As he then left. After that, a few weeks would have passed. Naruto was about to meet his official's wife-to-be when the Akatsuki decided to attack. Konoha was in shambles, but Naruto had made sure the ice that he made was protective of his people. He didn't care about the civilians. Fuck them for all he cared about. To him, the people he loved were the most important, and they being targeted and almost being hurt was more than enough to enrage Naruto. You all again. Fine. This time I'll teach you a bigger lesson. As Naruto literally let loose all his anger and made a motion from both hands as they shook, and literally the whole earth began to shake as huge wooden ice made golems erupted and they let loose on the Akatsuki. They tried almighty push, Rinnegan abilities, but they only put it a few scratches at best on them. Akatsuki members were met with an ice tsunami from everywhere. As Ice King, Naruto Uzumaki no Mikase let loose his powers on them. And at that moment they realized that they hadn't taken into an account one thing. They knew Naruto was strong, yes, because they feared and faced him 3 years ago. But they hadn't taken into the account that also like them, he might have also grown stronger as well. Because he was. Fuck! We didn't take this into account! But before Zetsu could finish, he alongside the rest were made into ice popsicle graveyards. And then, Naruto, with the help of ice golems, destroyed them, making sure not even their pieces could be recovered, and all of them were perished, then and there. Konoha was going through another crisis. On one side, they were grateful Naruto was able to save them. On the other side, they were mortified because half of the village has died. And Naruto? He shrugged his shoulders like it was not his fault that this attack happened. Konoha knew one thing. They couldn't do jack shit about Naruto, even if they wanted to. So, they were just gritting their teeth and licking their wounds, as one should, in anger and fear, because Naruto, if let loose and showed that power again on them, there would be nothing there left to protect. While on the other side, the rest of the elemental nation, aside from Izugakure, was in fear, shitting bricks because Konoha was the strongest amongst them, and if that was so much in the chokehold of this child, then what could he do to them? And news and rumors have spread that Kumo and Iwa could face his wrath because they too have done more worse damage than help. Mei? She was satisfied and knowing fully well that Naruto wouldn't do that to them, but a bit fearful because she knew that her clan had, alongside her village had, hands in destroying Uzumaki village, the Uzushiogakure. So there was a bit of fear factor. But Naruto, he let the fear rule, and almost every time they met, the fear was evident in the eyes of his enemies, and that is something that Naruto liked, because he knew that is what kept them from doing something stupid. Even if they did, he wouldn't care, he would just kill them, like the rest. After all, who was gonna stop him? He was the Snow King of Konoha. As this is it where I will be leaving this movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel and follow me on my other channels as well, and stay tuned for the part 2 of the series that we continued. This may be the last part or maybe the second part, I don't know yet, but we'll see, as this is Apollo Uchiha and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.